Yeah, and some of y'all have the grip of 10 men, but for those of y'all that don't, the claw, got to have that claw. Yeah. Mr. Everything's the name, came through changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this? Mr. Everything's the name, came through changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this? What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Everything, bringing y'all lowriders and horsepower, you dig? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing, and no one stops the grind. Not even the haters on the sidelines. And today, in the Challenger, it feels good to be in here because I ain't been in this thing in a couple of days. And it's time to change that oil, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, but if you have, thank you very kindly. I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying, who has subscribed, who's watching. I appreciate everybody who's in the comment section, you know what I'm saying, because you could be anywhere watching anything, but you right here watching Mr. Everything, you know what I mean? So, let me see. Just time to change the oil, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been, I ain't gonna show y'all how many thousands of miles I'm over from the last oil change, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's time to get on into it, you know? So just go ahead and watch. Give y'all a look at everything before we get started on the Challenger. Just got everything charging up. I can't wait to get some, I know I need to get 2 new batteries. I've said it before, but for everybody who hasn't, I'm gonna have to change that one. And that's the switch battery right there. Going to have to change that one. They're both good batteries, but they just have a little bit less power. They're like group 29s, and all the rest of them, even if you look at them even through the dust, you'll see 31s, like right there. They're all 31s except for that one and that one, which I know is a no-no. But at the time I got them things, that's when we had them stimulus checks coming through. Not that PPP stuff, but the stimulus checks came through, and they didn't have no 31s where I could get them. And the 31s that they had was like $200 at that time. Now I found the spot where I can get them for the super low, you dig? So that's what I'm gonna be doing when I get the chance next, is to get 2 batteries to replace. And I really need more batteries than this. I really would like to add 2 more batteries to the fold, you know, at least going to the nose, you know what I'm saying, because I need more power, you know what I mean? It's time. So that's where I'm at with that. Got the 300 here, you know what I'm saying, 300 running nice and good, you know what I'm saying. Still got stuff to tackle on it, but it's all good. Trans Am, gotta wash it off today because I'm trying to keep up the cleanliness on the vehicle. Even if it can't drive, still gotta show it some love. For this baby here, you know what I'm saying? It just got done raining. Got the hood, popped the hood, moved it to a spot where I could change the oil, spot where it's gonna sit up without moving. Look at her, she look good, even though I ain't been up on, well, I did pop it the other day just to look, but she looking good, you know what I'm saying? For as dusty as it is over here, but getting ready to tackle this oil change. I know it does have like 10 millimeter screws, so I'm gonna have to find that old trusty 10 millimeter. You know the joke that's around the campfire about that 10 millimeter. They always lost, but I got one. They always breaking and getting lost, but I got one. So she looking good, you know what I'm saying? Let's get started. get y'all the best view I can. If you could look right there, that is the screw that we're gonna have to take off. And there's more than one. There's another one right there to take off, and I'm assuming that this one as well, there's two more of those to take off, and then should be exposed to everything. All right, so we're gonna have some shop talk real quick. I was having this conversation just yesterday about whether it be not necessarily a skid plate, but the engine cover that goes for the bottom, basically, the maintenance service cover, whatever you want to call it. It's important to have one of these. If you do have a leak, yes, you might leak something on the ground, but this is a quicker way of finding out. Now, I knew this all along. I've had a super small, and when I say super small antifreeze leak, I have a super small antifreeze leak, like a little bit. And so over time, when I took it down, that's what it looks like. So even though there's a cover down there, it's good to have one of these because you can tell when something's going on. So I already knew this, found it out when it got super cold over the winter time. These past couple of months, it got so cold that I seen a small drop of a leak or whatever that was coming out of antifreeze. So that's why it's good to have this. And if you don't have one on your car, you should get it because it actually keeps a lot of dirt and debris on those parts that are on the lower region of the engine and of the engine. So you want to go ahead and get one so that when you go to take off parts, they're not as hard, because if you don't have that cover, you get a lot of dirt and debris, even in a town or a city or whatever where you don't get any snow and stuff like that. You'll still have a lot of debris on those parts, which will make it 10 times easier to get off. So if you don't got one, get you one. A lot of people have a lot of different rules, but one of them, rules or whatever they use to change their oil. But one of the things is a lot of people like to take the oil cap off. They say it, helps everything drain better. So that's what we do. You don't have to do that. There's no law that says that if you don't have the cap off or on, that it's not gonna come down. But it's just something I'm just showing y'all. Came up for some air for just a second. You know what I'm saying? That oil is terrible looking. You know what I'm saying? Ain't as bad as some of the vehicles I had. I didn't have a Honda Civic yet. That oil was blacker than this Challenger's paint. You know what I'm saying? And I never changed the oil on that. I had that car for about 3 or 4 years, and all I did was add oil occasionally. You know what I'm saying? But I was living on the edge back then. I'm a little bit better now. You know what I mean? So took a break. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, I know it's not a regular oil drain pan. I ain't got time for all of that, but you see right there that oil. Let me get a little closer down here. You can see on the ground she was bleeding. Now it's time to tighten up that oil drain plug. You always want to take a little rag or paper towel, whatever you got, wipe it clean, and still got to take off the oil filter real quick. There ain't no perfect way on this one because it's right next to it's not far from the drain plug, but there's no perfect way to get this oil filter off. The oil's gonna come straight down, so you're gonna get a little bit on your hands, forearms, whatever. So, that working on cars, you're gonna get dirty. So, about to finish doing that, then I'm about to come back up and fill up the oil. You know what I mean? Yeah. And some of y'all have the grip of 10 men, but for those of y'all that don't, the claw, got to have that claw. You know what I'm saying? Or an oil filter wrench, pliers, whatever you like to use. But I'm using this bad boy right here. Yeah, now. And for the oil drain plug, I forgot to tell y'all, for this car here, the 5.7 Hemi, the 16 millimeter socket to take off that oil drain plug. All right, so got the oil filter here. You always want to make sure that you have that the gasket is on here. If not, then it can still be attached to the mating surface on the engine, and you don't want that because then that would be what they consider a double gasket, and it will leak crazy if that gasket is still stuck on there and you put a fresh oil filter on. So this one is definitely on here, and I'm still gonna eyeball it anyway just to make sure that there's no extra gasket up there before I put the new oil filter on. And Some people do it like this. You don't have to, but some people will put some oil, fresh oil, in the oil filter before they turn it on. Depends on what type of system you got, whether that's effective or not. I probably will put a little bit of oil in there before I put it up in there just to be sure, but just a little, old school trick of the trade. All right, got the new oil filter. You know what I'm saying? That good old K&N, you know what I mean? And just make sure you got the gasket on there before you go ahead and put it on. Now it's ready to go on there. Time to pour this stuff on in there. Normally I don't care about using a funnel, but today is super windy, and oil, although this oil wasn't too expensive, it's not so cheap to where I want to be wasting oil. So this thing drinks, and it says 7 quarts, but I'm gonna pour in this first 5. We're gonna pour in the 6, see where it's at, and then we're gonna slowly pour to get to that 7. Because I want it to be perfect on the stick. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. You don't want it to be overflowing. You don't want it underneath where it's supposed to be. I'm also going to show y'all how to reset the oil change light as well. Alright, now it's time to start her up. See what she really like. Minute. And after you let it run for a minute, cut it on off, check your oil level, and then we'll show you how to reset that change oil light as well. I always like to let it run for a minute just to make sure everything seats just right, the oil filter. I don't see no leaks, so now it's time to cut this thing off and reset that light. All right, so you want to go ahead and hit the start, your ignition start button, and then you go past ignition mode accessory, and then you hit like you was gonna start it, but you don't actually start it, and then you tap the gas 3 times. Make sure I turn this radio off. See that oil change required is on. Hit the gas 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And it should be off when you go to start it. If you look and see, need a new TPMS sensor on there as well. See that light flashing? It's flashing. So we're gonna start it again, and it should be gone. Look at that. Check gas cap again. Got that bad boy, even though it's brand new. Well, not so new now, it's more than a few months old, but still this thing is sensitive. So we don't have the change oil light anymore. So now that's good. That's how you fix that. Press the gas 3 times. Well, all right, y'all, that's the end of the mission on this one. This one took a little bit longer than it should have. Shouldn't really take you that long, but that 10 millimeter, that joke that everybody got going around about that 10 millimeter socket is true. You understand? I spent more time looking for that socket than I did changing the oil. You know what I mean? But it's pretty simple on this one. Everything's all there, so didn't give me no problems. Appreciate y'all watching. Till next time, you know what I'm saying? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing and no one stops the grind. Not even the haters on the sidelines. I missed everything, bringing y'all low riders and horsepower, you dig? Till next time, I'm out.